Alright, let me get my little Plantronics on. My shitty screen reader. And then we will be off and out of here. Up in autumn. Anyone remember that episode of The Simpsons where he kept saying up in autumn? And he tried to get him to say it without an accent and he kept failing? Up in autumn. I don't know why I'm remembering that like 30 years later. Up and autumn. I forget what that episode was even about. I just remember him yelling. MB is Frenchie. Is it a phone that needs data recovery or something else? Thoughts on Fort Lauderdale? It's an interesting area, but I'm not feeling it too much. How about this? It's not a bad area. It's just the pricing for what you get is not impressive to me. What the hell am I? Wait, I'm not parking. What the hell? No! Damn it. I actually started parking. How many times do you guys do this where you're going someplace and you forget that you forget whether you're coming or going, so you wind up I just went here for breakfast. And now I was about to park again. Why am I parking again? I'm supposed to be going. Oh, that is so weird. Huh. Yes. Oh, come on. She can't pretend she's never done that. Everybody's done that. Well, if you send it to Jessa, she'll send it to Mark, and Mark is one of the best people at Samsung Data Recovery that I know. That's your conscience telling you to stay. You know, it's funny, because someone asked me what I thought of Fort Lauderdale, and right after they asked what I think of it, and I said I'm not feeling it, I subconsciously started going back. It's just a really weird, yeah, I don't know how else to describe that. Pass through Gainesville and wave. Alright. We're going to avoid getting Eugened here. No Eugening. See, I look before I do left turn. Ah, the meetup went amazing. The meetup actually went really, really well. I got to meet a lot of cool people. A dude that has a construction company. There was this 17-year-old kid that just graduated high school that got into crypto mining and GPU repair and shit. And I shit you not, he showed up in a fucking Corvette. That Corvette costs more than my total Tesla and this rental car combined, and he just graduated high school. So he said he started watching my stuff like 5 years ago, and then he started fixing GPUs for the Ethereum mining people and all that shit. Here's the thing. With tell me, I can't, Okay, this little thingy that's reading me people's comments is kind of, yeah, it's kind of exploding. I have this little accessibility thing that reads me comments, but it's actually doing a horrible job of it, so I'm probably just going to talk. I'm not going to be able to hear anything that you guys are saying, because it's completely and utterly spazzing out on me. So this is probably going to be a shitty stream. Oh well. So this is going to be one-way communication. But yeah, a kid showed up in a Corvette. Also, I actually put oh my god, okay. In my GPS, I put the address of the hotel I was staying at rather than the place I'm going to. My god. Jesus. I think my mind is telling me that I want to stay here. So Fort Lauderdale isn't a bad area. Like, you know, there's businesses here. There's housing that people like me can actually afford. But the amount of money that you spend here, it kind of has a bit of a New Yorkish feeling to it. I mean, Erica would probably be happier with a place like this because she doesn't really like the whole middle of nowhere thing. But I saw a lot of crackheads while I was here. There were a lot of crackheads, and it's pretty expensive. I mean, I get it. You know, to be clear, you know, people in glass houses can't throw stones. New York City is a fucking dump. I'm not trying to defend New York City. It is a dump, but. Okay, I'm gonna make no Eugene, no Chevy Silverado, no Chevy Silverado. Okay. Yeah, like Fort Lauderdale is really kind of like New York City, you know. I mean, it's a better version of New York City. It's a less crowded version of New York City. It's a cheaper version of New York City. It's a nice area. I mean, and also granted, the area that I went to is kind of expected to have crackheads. Like, I went to the area near the beach, and my God. I actually missed it because my camera overheated, but there were some crackheads that were fighting in front of my car when I went to park. Oh God, we're back to this lane shit again. Oh, come on. Come on, lane Karens. You can't do this. This is Meth Central. They'll stay up for days and get unpredictable. Crackheads have predictable behavior. Yeah, Erica asked me, like, are you sure it wasn't that? Because, like, where we live, they're not crackheads, they're drunk. And I said, honestly, I don't go up to them and ask them what drug they're doing. It's just like, you're either... There's two states that I acknowledge in people. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Ford pickup truck? I swear, every time I see a truck at an intersection now, I slow down. Like, you see that? I was going half the speed limit just because there was a pickup truck in the lane looking to turn left. Like, I have this natural aversion now. Every time I see them, I get scared. I don't want to get hit by a pickup truck. That shit's scary. They're fucking huge. And... but I don't ask the person that's there what drug they're on, you know? Oh God, that's a giant truck. Whoops. That's fine, no biggie.
Continue on East Sunrise Boulevard for 2 miles. In 800 feet, turn right on Northeast 9th Street.
I have to learn how to overcome my fear of trucks. I think it's going to be a while before I overcome my fear of trucks.
Turn right on Northeast 9th Street.
I think the way I would overcome my fear of trucks would be to get a bigger truck. Because if I had a bigger truck, then I wouldn't really have to worry about any of this. Because if he hit me, I would just run him over. I think that's what I need to do. Just get a bigger truck. F650, easy win. 2 miles a gallon with that? What am I looking at with that? 2 miles a gallon? 3 miles a gallon? No, an SUV is not going to do it. I think I'm going to need a full-size truck. I'm going to need like some 2 mile a gallon shit. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on what it is about Fort Lauderdale that makes it feel like a mini New York, but it does. And like, it's probably something I'd be able to put my finger on if I spent a little bit more time. How do you learn where you are spatially when you are driving? I don't know how to answer your question. I am where I am. Is that a philosophical question or like a logistical question? Or turn right on red is something I'm not used to. We don't have that in New York City. It's kind of like they give you a little bit, like they assume better of you down here, which is interesting. Are you going to Disney World? and protest their alignment with Apple. Probably going to go to Disney World and get a video of Venera on Space Mountain again. The last time I was able to trick Venera into going to Space Mountain, I don't think I was smart enough to get it on camera. So I'm going to have to try to do it again. You like learning about space, right? You love space. Space is cool. Don't you want to learn about space? Here, it's a mountain where you get to learn about space. It's pretty cool. You're going to love it. It's great. Come learn about space with me. Oh, that was fun. I want to see if I can trick Erica to going on Space Mountain. Probably not. I sincerely doubt I'll be able to trick Erica into going on Space Mountain, but I have to try. At the very least, I have to be able to say that I tried. Okay. I wasn't expecting this person to actually let me change. It's really weird. In Florida, people actually let you change lanes. Like in New York City, what they do is if I turn on my turn signal, they actually speed up 8 miles an hour or so that I can't get in. It's very unexpected. I'm not used to it. Like even in the city section of Florida, there's these just small pockets of hospitality that make it really that you just don't get anywhere else. I shouldn't say that. Did I just say what I think I said? I meant you don't get in New York City. I didn't mean what you don't get anywhere else. My apologies. That was incorrect. The beach area was nice. It's just one of those things where I can't see myself paying this amount of money to live down here because I'm of proximity to a beach. The city, like there was a decent amount of stuff in the city. It's just, I don't know. The price to performance ratio I wasn't feeling it. Now, I don't take any offense to people saying that New York City drivers suck. I take no offense to it. Like again, the whole thing where they honk constantly, like the light turns green and 10 milliseconds later they're honking, it's annoying. I have not made it to Miami. I missed out on some of the interesting events there as of late. Oreo really misses me, Paul Daniels. Apparently he's been waiting by the door. Also, he used to walk over Erica's neck to sleep right next to me in bed every single night. The moment I went to bed, he no longer sleeps in bed anymore. He doesn't sleep with Erica. He only wants to sleep with me. I feel really bad because she really babies that cat. Okay, how much you want to bet the plate to my right is a New York plate? People, place your bets. The Toyota Corolla, the black one to my right. New York plates? He's honking the moment the light turns. Fuck, it's a Florida plate. Shit. I was really imagining that was going to be a New York plate. Okay, so people in Florida can be, can act that way as well, it seems, you know? On the way home, will you visit Eli? Maybe. Okay. I'm going to have to make a left turn here. Should I just make my left turn now? Should I just go full Eugene? Let's have a vote. Is this a great time for me to make my left turn? Probably your body is warmer for the cat. Maybe. No, we don't have a truck. That would be one way to get my rental changed. Eh? No. Can we switch to an F650 rental? Start your engine. Wait a second. This isn't where I make my left. What's wrong with me? This is not my turn. Damn, I really did go full Eugene. Why don't you visit Eli? That's a fancy red BMW in front of me. Wait a second. Oh, son of a bitch. That was my left. I think I'm going back to the hotel. Am I mentally going back to the hotel? I think I might be mentally going back to the hotel. That's a very tight U-turn there. Why is my brain trying to get me to go back to a $60 motel? Ford F-350 van. You probably left your wallet. Shit. Nope. Got my wallet. It has 3 quarters in it from the laundromat. I have 3 quarters in my wallet. That's one thing I noticed here. The laundromat is way cheaper. It's not $4.25 for a tiny washer. It was $2 for an almost full-sized washer. And 25 cents for the little piece of detergent that I got. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, New York prices suck. The pedal to the metal is not about being scared of what's behind me. The pedal to the metal is me trying to get rid of my check engine light. You haven't been following the previous videos here. Car number 1 had a broken steering column. Car number 2 had an overheating engine. Car number 3 has an intermittent check engine light that goes off when I do this. The check engine light has been on in this rental for half the time I've had it. But this is the 3rd rental. Yeah, you missed the entire last stream where the check engine light was on, and the way I was getting rid of it was by revving the shit out of the car. And that actually works. The first rental stopped steering on the highway. That was fun, by the way. Driving at 65 miles an hour with people behind you and you're not able to steer and a turn is coming up. I don't mean like it's slow at steering. I mean you turn the wheel and the car doesn't move at all. Oh, nice one, Ford Raptor. That was fucking scary. The second one. Okay, I would like to, since I'm an inexperienced driver, I could use a lesson here. The way that I learned it from my instructor was when you have dashed lines in the road, you can change lanes, but when you have a solid white line, you cannot change lanes. Is that the case in Florida? Because I just saw 2 cars go over the solid line. I'm not trying to be a Karen. I don't care. It doesn't really affect me, but I'm just curious because I want to know if it's different. So for instance, in New York City, you're not allowed to make a right turn on a red light, even if it's safe for you. Even if it's safe, you're not allowed to do that. But in Florida, that's totally cool. You're allowed to do that. So there's like these minor differences between Florida and New York driving. I'm just kind of curious is there a difference with the dash line versus the solid line? Because like I originally thought you're not allowed to go right on red, because in New York City where I learned how to drive, you're not allowed to do right on red. And that was obviously wrong. That was something that, because I actually need to go over one of those lines right now, so I'm kind of curious if, yeah? Oh, never mind, this is a dash line. Yeah, he went over it too. So I need to make a left over there. But I'm being a dumbass and following the rule. I shouldn't be following the rule. I should be going over that line too. If I went over that line, I'd be set. Oh well. Whoa, I actually have a figure 8 here that it's telling me to do. This is straight up telling me to make a figure 8 in the GPS. Whoa. Every place should have right on red. You can't trust New Yorkers with certain things. It's just like you can't. Like I'm pro Second Amendment. I'm absolutely pro Second Amendment. At the same time, I really do wonder, like, can you trust people in New York City with guns? Like, can you trust any of them? Right now, we only trust the criminals with guns, but... Yeah, one thing I've been... Oh, that guy looks like he got hit by a Silverado over there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that dude looks like he saw the wrong end of a Chevy Silverado. But one thing I'm noticing is that the whole, like, that thing where you're only allowed to change lanes in the dashes and not in the line, everybody changes lanes over the line here. Like, no one gives a shit about that thing. Come on, light. Here, light. Come on, traffic light. Stupid check engine light. Damn you, check engine light. There we go. It's gone. I fixed it. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys saw that car to the left of me, but the bumpers look destroyed. And it's also not in the lane, so I imagine that's how the bumpers on it get destroyed. I'm very careful when I see cars that have bumps on them. I'm always paying attention to that because I figure the reason that you have a giant bump on the car is because you let someone, you managed to get hit somehow. So I tend to be more careful around cars that look fucked up. I think I just did what I think I just did. Truck at intersection. I don't know, tiny Ford SUV. I think my phone internet just went out there. QA library, it finally made its way out of the tow yard. Yay. I only use my blinker because I don't have to pay for the blinker fluid. If I had to pay for the blinker fluid, then I wouldn't be using it. This is a rental blinker fluid, so. I don't know what a CEL is. This is cool. I can actually rock this car back and forth with my knee. I don't know if you can see that, but when I tap my foot back and forth like this, wow, I'm not used to that. Even the Corolla that I had doesn't do that. The 97 Corolla doesn't do that. Go away, check engine light.
Turn right onto the I-95 North ramp to West Palm Beach.
Shit, I started wasting blinker fluid there.
Turn right onto the I-95 North ramp.
I cannot waste. Fuck off, check engine light.
Verge onto I-95 North.
Jesus Christ. I need some tape to cover this thing. Engine temp is good. I'm in the C zone. So what color electrical tape should I put on here?
North, 50 miles.
Okay, here we go, baby. Let's get in the left lane so that I can fuck this engine up. We gotta teach this engine a lesson. Black tape, you said. Okay. Yeah, driving in circles is something that I do a lot. I get very forgetful. Like, I'll tell myself, make a right on exit 4E, make a right on exit 4E, make a right on exit 4E. Oh, look, a squirrel. Oh, shit, my exit. It drives Erica absolutely nuts. I have the short-term memory of a moth. By the way, I started reading up on CVT transmissions after that education session I had in one of the recent videos where you were all telling me what CVT educations do, how CVT transmissions work. I learned a lot. Thank you. It explains why my car sounds so strange when you rev it. It doesn't sound like a normal car. It just sounds like a rubber band transmission. When they said that they have this band or these pulleys that change in length, how the hell does that work? Is that really a rubber band in there? Like, That's what it sounds like. They said the engine's supposed to keep a steady RPM regardless of the acceleration or the speed you're at, which really does... Okay, here's the thing. If you use Super Chat for a donation, this little thingy that I'm using, the shitty screen reader, anything that's long, it doesn't read to me. It'll only read a portion of it. So I apologize, and I hope that someone else in the chat is able to read what it is that you posted, but I can't read that. Because it's not going to be... The program won't read it to me if it's long, and whatever you posted, I don't know what it is, it was long. My only alternative would be to look at the phone, which I do not do while driving. There is no looking at phones while driving. So if someone could possibly answer that gentleman's question, I would highly appreciate it. Or you could email me it and I'll check it out later, but I can't read that shit. Sorry. This car is not CVT. I thought a Nissan Sentra 2019 was. What does a 2019 Nissan Sentra use? Also, I need to get myself in the fast lane. I need to blow out this stupid check engine light again. I would get a 3, but I don't know if this is going to be totaled. I don't like the Y. It looks like a 3 that got stung by a bee. It's slower, it's more expensive, it has less range, and all you get is trunk space. I don't have kids. I don't need trunk space. I don't even use my back seats. That's a midlife crisis mobile for me. I don't need a trunk space in a midlife crisis mobile. I don't need trunk space, so the Model X is useless to me. I don't feel like paying additional money to have to be and using more energy to carry a larger load than is necessary. Model 3 is terrible for paint. As long as you don't get hit by a Chevy Silverado, you should be good. Just avoid getting hit by a Silverado and you'll be fine. You guys just missed 2 cars hitting each other. That's crazy. Right as the stream went out, 2 cars smashed into each other. That was the worst possible timing. You guys just missed a crash. It's like going to the bathroom for a crash in NASCAR. I got so scared because I heard a noise and I said, fuck, not again. And then I realized it wasn't my car. It wasn't a big thing. It was a guy, like, he was mildly outside of his lane. And then he went from being mildly outside of his lane to largely in the other guy's lane, and then they kind of drifted afterwards. By the way, how does that work on a highway? So, like, I mean, here's the thing. On a normal road, if you hit someone, you have the side of the road, you don't have really fast traffic going behind you. If you're on a highway, you're supposed to, like, pull over and take each other's information when you have a crash. How does that work when there's really no space and you're going at 70 miles an hour? Like, I'm very curious how that works. Usually they cause traffic to stop. My vehicle used to have an easy pass, but it's now shoved with glass and a broken windshield somewhere in Lumberton, North Carolina. I selected no tolls on this little Google Maps thing, but I don't think that's going to do me any good. I see a big Dodge pickup truck over there, but I don't want to drive next to it, so I'm keeping a far following distance. I fear pickup trucks now. I am not afraid. I'm not afraid to admit that I am afraid of large pickup trucks. Especially red pickup trucks. Like that one. It probably will make my trip longer, but I said I was going to get a sun pass. Got to get a sun pass because I have no short-term memory. So I didn't get my sun pass. I can list to you every brand of MacBook motherboard forwards and backwards, but I forget basic shit like that. Everybody keeps saying that the left lane is a passing lane, yet every single car that I see in the left lane here is staying in the left lane permanently. The left lane, I think that there's a misconception. The way that people describe it is the left lane is used for passing. Yet whether I'm in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, North Carolina, Georgia, or Florida, the left lane is simply the 20 mile an hour above the speed limit lane, not the passing lane. No one in reality appears to use the left lane as a passing lane. Okay, besides that GMC truck, that's the one dude that broke it. But when I look and I see this, every car appears to use the left lane as the let me go 40 miles over the speed limit lane. And then you have the people in the chat that are like, that's not supposed to be a lane that you drive in. That's the passing lane. You must get out of the passing lane. And then the people there are like, yo, fuck you, shut up, shut up. It's kind of like the back and forth between the kid in school that used to do his homework during class rather than school, and the other kid that sits next to him that says, you're supposed to do your homework at home, not in school during class. And he's like, yo, shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up. Like, that's what it seems like. It seems like when you become an adult, all of these little things that used to be problems in first and second grade are still problems in real life. It's just you're taller and your voice is deeper and you have bills to pay, but it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Like, look at this. That red car, okay, you can't see that. I put the wide camera on this phone so that you could see things that you couldn't before. There's a red car up there that's been in that left lane for like 6 miles now. He's not leaving. He's going to be there for quite a while. He likes it. Afterburner way more often than I care to admit. It's unfortunate. Kevin just permanently tells everybody I'm not there. Whether I'm in my office in Florida, Kevin's stock answer is always the same. I have a basic rule for anybody that does the front desk. If you tell, you're fired. It's a very basic and simple rule. So I used to be doing a repair live stream back when I was the only one in the store doing board repair. Nobody else doing board repair but me. And every like 9 minutes, showed up and said, I want to talk to Lewis, I want to see Lewis. And it would be the same shit every time. I'd say, like, I'm in the middle of a board repair stream. I'm doing work right now. I really need to get back to it. Or I'm in the middle of a customer phone call. Or I'm in the middle of speaking to a loan officer. And they would tell me their whole life story. And it would take 20 minutes. And there was this one day where I spent like 3 hours talking to people, and then at the end of it, I got called and I got bitched out by a customer whose board literally needed 2 chips replaced, but I was 3 hours into the fucking repair. So I looked at Kevin that day, and I said that, it wasn't Kevin actually, Kevin didn't work here yet. Was it Simone? No, I think it was Simone. Who did the front desk back then? Fuck. I don't even remember who it was, but I remember saying, if you tell somebody that I'm here, fire. I said, what if they see you? I don't care. I could be standing next to you. You tell them I'm not here. So there's a basic rule in the front of the store, which is that Lewis doesn't exist. He's a hologram. I don't mind doing fan meetups. I'm not against meeting people, and I did that yesterday. But when I'm at work, and I want to be left the fuck alone. You know, perhaps that makes me an asshole, and whatever. I'll be an asshole. Fire all of them for playing basketball. Maybe. I did 3 fan meetups in New York City too, and it was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed meeting people. I just can't stand meeting people at work. Like, there's something fundamentally that just grates my nerves when I'm in the middle of like an annoying phone call with someone taps me for 45 minutes. Yeah, but they came here from Texas. It's like, I feel bad that you came here from Texas, man, but I've been on hold with the 45 minutes. I don't want to start fresh. So if I'm there, then I'm an asshole. But if I'm not there, then, well, you know, I can't be an asshole. And I'm honestly, sometimes I've really enjoyed the conversations that I've had with people who visited. It's usually when they're not weird, when they don't idolize me, when they don't have that starry look in their eyes and all that shit. I can actually have a conversation for 5 minutes and enjoy it. The 2 that are weird are when people show up that really idolize me, which is fucking scary. Like, that's just, you know, find people that are actually worth looking up to. And the next is when they want to have a 40-minute conversation about something, and it's like, I can't do a 40-minute conversation. I'll do a 5-minute conversation, maybe 7, but like, I can't do 40. The meetup I did yesterday, I really enjoyed. Especially hearing, I don't know what the fuck that kid's doing, that he's 17 years old, got into this crypto mining, GPU repair shit, and has a Corvette. But good on him, man. He's doing something right. He's doing something right. The worst fan experience that I ever had was when someone showed up to my store at 1:30 in the morning and was waiting there for me to leave. He was actually standing there from closing time at 8 o'clock to 1:30 a.m. waiting for my stream to end. This is back when I was doing the 5 or 6 hour board repair videos, board repair streams. And then he demanded that I teach him a class for free. And because he couldn't get through to me over the phone or email, probably because I didn't respond to it, because he wanted me to do a class for free, he decided, let me show up at 1:30 and block the door. I told him, you need to go right now. This is not going to end well. And he goes, no, you don't understand. I said, you don't understand. You need to walk the fuck away from this door before I get arrested for what I'm about to do to you. And then he understood. And then he left. I lost my shit. It was like 1 in the morning. I absolutely lost my shit. You're seriously blocking my door where I exit? Get the fuck out of here. I will be... No, get out of here. That was the worst. Some of the best are when I meet people that actually made something of this. So like, when I meet someone that says, I started watching your electronics repair stuff in 2015. I went to college for it. It's 2020. I graduated. Here's my engineering job at some prestigious company, and I'm making $130,000. Thank you. That stuff is kind of inspiring. I like it. Those are the best. By the way, vroom. Vroom. this car fucks right here. I honestly preferred the steering on the last one though. The last one seemed way like it was in better alignment than this, which was difficult to believe, but as long as the steering column doesn't break on this while I'm on the road, I'm a happy guy. I mean, I'd love a Corolla instead of this Sentra piece of shit, but I'm taking what the rental company gives me. There's a car shortage right now because everybody wants to go out and go on vacation and go on the road. And when you combine the car shortage from everybody wanting to go on the road with the chip shortage and the fact that many rental companies that were about to go bankrupt got rid of a lot of their car inventory last year, you have a situation where the only cars to choose from are check engine light, broken steering column, or overheating engine. It's very slim pickings out there. This is not the time to be trying to rent a vehicle. I mean, I don't think they're excuses. They make sense. Their behavior is disgusting, and it's absurd, and it's horrible, and I hope they pay for it. Don't get it twisted, but like when people say there is no chip shortage, it's just like, what? Do you work at any of these companies? And like, I'll get this in my comments, like, there's no chip shortage, this is all made up, I know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, what do you do for a living? I'm a refrigerator repairman. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Tell me more. That truck is driving very slow on my right, and I don't know what's up with it, but I hope he's okay. No offense to refrigerator repair people, I'm just pulling an example out there, but like, I know this industry and that's not true. It's like, no you don't. You're not a semiconductor expert. This is what happens when you shut down production of a ton of stuff over a virus with like a 0.04% mortality rate for a year. This is natural. It makes sense. You've shut everything down for a long period of time. You've bankrupted a lot of the companies that owned, or almost bankrupted companies that needed to sell off inventory to stay in business. You had a manufacturing lull. And now everybody is saying, fuck this, I don't want to look at the I'm not looking at the four walls in my house, I want to go outside. And when you have that rush, you're going to have a shortage of cars. I don't work in the auto industry, like, to be clear, I don't work in the auto industry, but when people who work in the auto industry tell me that this is not fake, I believe them. Like, for instance, with Ford, someone said this is so that they can make more money. Ford's stock price took a dump right after they adjusted their guidance because of the chip shortage. So, like, why would Ford make up a conspiracy about how there was a chip shortage when the chip shortage caused the market cap of their company to go down? That makes no sense. That makes less than no sense. By the way, everybody, my check engine light is off. I'm a happy guy. I'm kind of jealous of the Audi in front of me. I want an Audi. I want to rent an Audi. I think I want an Audi more than I want a half-broken Nissan Sentra. I don't need it, I just want it. I try to separate my needs from my wants in the world. I've never driven in an Audi, but it has a fancy looking logo. So I think that means it's got to be better than the car I have now. The logo. It's all in the logo. I really don't have a lot of requirements for a car. I want it to be able to steer, and I want it to go straight when I drive it. That's probably the biggest thing that I learned from renting this thing, is that when I get a car, I'm not even talking about lane assist. That's not. I just want something that when I drive it, it just goes straight. If I tell it to go straight. Like I have really low expectations of a vehicle. That's one of the fancy schmancy Mercedes to my right. That was a fancy car. This is a Toyota Camry that's falling apart to my right. I'm gonna pass him because I'm afraid of being next to you. Why are you so slow? I'm going 70 miles an hour. What are you talking about? So I'm using the wide view lens. I'm 2.5 car following distance from the guy in front of me. To you, it probably looks far. Using a less fisheye lensed camera. LG V60 phone, not the Samsung phone. So the camera, it makes it look like the car is much further than it is. See? When I do that, what happens? That's a different camera. You seem mad at my speed. It seems like you want to see a need for speed here. If that's what you want, I think you guys just want to hear me destroy this transmission. Okay, can we have an honest poll here? Show of hands, okay? You ready? How many people just want to hear me destroy the transmission in this car? Let's just be real. You don't think I'm going too slow on this road? You don't think that a 2.5 car following distance is too little? You just want to hear me destroy the fucking car. That's what it is. I paid for damage protection on this rental, so I could just keep trading these things in over and over again, and I don't gotta give a shit. Because I paid for the thing where even if I destroy the car, even if there's no check, even if it didn't show up with a fucking check engine light on it, that it's not my fault. So, all right. You guys just hate CVT transmissions. You want to see me blow up the rubber band. That's what it is. The thing is, you guys always, you think that when I do that revving thing that I'm going fast. I'm not. Like, right now, this is at 72 miles an hour, right? I'm at 72. Listen to this. I'm at 75. I just made a 3-mile-an-hour change in that amount of time. All of that noise was to go from 72 to 75 with nobody but me in the car. This thing's hysterical. My bike has torque than this car. Like, this car makes so much noise to do nothing. That's what I find so funny. It sounds like it's vom, vom. TSA, I can't answer that question anymore. My head will explode. Meetup went well. I enjoyed it. My miles per gallon right now is 32. I have this little gauge on the dashboard over here that tells you your miles per gallon. When I coast, it goes all the way up to 50. When I vroom, it goes down to 20, but it kind of averages 32. Dude, I've traded this car in twice already. I'm just like... got to get on with it. Yeah, right now I'm actually getting 40. 50. Probably because I'm coasting. Yeah, I'm getting like 40 to 50 miles a gallon right now. I mean, that's assuming that this stupid gauge is correct. Okay, now it's down to 32. 30. 29. 30. 42. 40. 30. I'd say 30 miles a gallon is... For the guy who said I have a 5-speed automatic transmission in my car and I get 39 miles a gallon, what make and model and year out of curiosity? I'm interested in what you have. I want to learn. It's probably something better than this cheap piece of shit, but... drive a manual transmission. I can drive a bicycle with a manual with manual gears. Miles per gallon in my V8 Freedom machine. That is very inefficient. The only thing that I know about manual transmission is that I've known, and this is just from my YouTube comment section, is that a lot of people put their pride and the size of their penis and they relate it to the fact that they drive a manual transmission. Like, I'm a new driver, but I've noticed the type of transmission people use is very, very closely rooted to their identity, to their confidence, and just like, don't question it. Don't question it. Because there's a lot of people out there that have like a 2-inch dick, but then they make up for it by getting a car with a certain type of transmission. And then they make sure to tell everybody. Like with bicycles, you have those two different, you have those like internal gearing things, and then you have like your normal hub. And I never told people what type of gearing I had in my bicycle because I just didn't give a shit. Like it didn't fucking matter. It was a complete non-starter for a conversation. But what I've noticed is when it comes to cars, people who have manual transmissions, they need you to know that they have a manual. They need you to know that they know how to drive a manual. They need you to know that they are better than you because they have a manual transmission in their car. So I usually pat them on the head and then just keep it moving. I make sure to give them the pat on the head that they're very, very badly looking for, and then I keep it moving. Like none of my identity is tied to my vehicle. Like none of it. If it was, I'd probably be much more depressed that I'm driving this piece of shit. I really enjoyed when I was like trying to keep, it was kind of like a video game with my bike, with the gears, because people with hub motors, if you have a hub motor and a 2,000 or 4,000 watt battery, you can't really do much. But if you have gears, you can keep up with cars. So I could be at the front of the line on a road where the speed limit's 35, and I could keep up with the cars. The cars wouldn't honk at me, but it was it's a fun video game to figure out like exactly when to do the shifting so that I don't break the chain, but I also keep my acceleration and my speed up. Because if I only have 2,000 or 3,000 watts, I need to make very efficient use of those 2,000 or 3,000 watts so that I could keep up with cars that are going 35 or 40 miles an hour from start to finish. Because on an electric bike, it's not about your 0 to 60, it's your 0 to 20 that kills you. Your 0 to 20, your 20 to 24, that stuff matters. But after a while, it's like I just don't. Like, on one hand, it's fun, and then on the other hand, at some point, it's like, I don't want to play a video game, I just want to go, you know? Like, I just want to go. I really thought when I got that Tesla that I was going to miss the whole video game aspect of it. It's like, I don't miss that shit one bit. I thought I was going to miss it, but I don't. I don't have status updates. I don't have real-time status. As a repair shop, I have 2 statuses. Done, not done yet. Done, not done yet. Done or not done yet. There is no such thing as status. There is only done and not done yet. Actually, the Tesla adaptive cruise control is horrible for this type of traffic. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't coast and then come to a smooth stop. It coasts and then comes to an abrupt stop. And then it coasts and comes to an abrupt stop. And then it coasts and then it comes to an abrupt stop. So it's actually it's actually better to drive in this type of traffic on your own than it is to use Autopilot. Yeah, so when I was in this type of traffic, I would often use manual driving because Autopilot sucks with it. And you're going to hear a lot of Tesla stans who tell you that Autopilot in traffic is the most beautiful thing in the world. They're probably people who didn't eat the whole day before they got in their car. Because if you use Autopilot in a situation like this with a Tesla, the starting and stopping will make you want to throw up on your steering wheel. And like Erica has motion sickness. I get it. I don't have motion sickness. I just don't want to be catapulted every time there's a small stop. So Alexandra, when I was in North Carolina, I was faking the accent the whole time I was there, because when I don't fake the accent, people, like, they immediately seem to treat me like shit. Everybody I dealt with in North Carolina was nice, but the moment that I started speaking with my natural voice, you could tell everything, the conversation immediately changes. So it was like a self-preservation instinct. I know, Johnny Knoxville. That's got to pretend to be one of you. And it worked. Honestly, even if I don't sound like I'm from there, as long as I don't sound like I'm from New York, that's all I was going for. I wasn't even going to sound like I'm from North Carolina. I just needed to not sound like I'm from New York. You're driving up our housing costs. And now you get why everybody in New York is becoming a socialist. Like, this is the thing I find so funny. People in the South and the Midwest, they laugh at socialism and all these millennial kids that want socialism, that hate capitalism. Yet the moment capitalism comes to them, then they complain. Like, it's a supply and demand issue. If you have a limited amount of houses and a limited amount of land, but you have a high demand for the people that want that land, but you have a limited supply, the price goes up. That's why people from New York are aggravated at all these people that move in from every other area of the country. Because nobody in NC wants to move to NY. That's bullshit. Because here's the thing. Why do you think New York City housing prices are as high as they are? Like, a big reason is because people show up from all these little towns from across fucking America, from everywhere in America. When I worked in the music business, all these interns at Avatar Studios, they weren't natives to Bensonhurst. These weren't people that grew up in Washington Heights. This is somebody from Olathe, Kansas. This person came here from, Dallas, Texas. This person came here from Raleigh, North Carolina. This person's here from Gainesville, Florida. All the people that I met when I was in the music business in New York were people who came here from another place because they believe that New York is where their dream is. I'm following my dream by going to New York. And I would always be the one to tell them, your dream ain't fucking here. You're focusing on a movie from the 1970s. That shit's dead. But the reason that New York City population exploded and there's so many people there is because all these people from everywhere think that they're going to find their dream there. Most of the people that I meet in New York, they're not people that... The people that follow their dream to New York, they're not people that were born there. I was born in Brooklyn. Most of the people that I meet in Brooklyn were not born in Brooklyn. Now, and that's what makes the housing more expensive. People from all around the country saying, I'm going to go to New York City to follow my dream. And then when the reverse happens, now people are pissed. Like, damn these New York City socialists invading my town in Montana, raising the prices of the houses. They should be... Yes, that's called fucking capitalism. Enjoy. Somebody wants your land more than you, and they're willing to pay for it. Have fun. I'm not even criticizing capitalism there. To be clear, I'm not criticizing capitalism. I'm not a socialist. But I understand why people who live in New York City for long periods of time grow to hate capitalism. I'm not saying that I hate capitalism, but I understand it. And I find it so adorable when people are like, they're pissed that their land prices are going up when more people want to move there. It's like, yes, that's capitalism. Congratulations. We don't want your voting habits in New York and North Carolina. That's not what you're complaining about, though. You're complaining about housing prices going up, which means you're complaining about the free market capitalism, which is the thing that the people that are moving there want less of, which you say you don't want. That makes no fucking sense. That makes no sense. I don't want people who are more left-leaning moving to my place. I also don't like the fact that free market capitalism raises the price of land when people move to where I live. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You don't want socialists in your state, but you're also mad when free market capitalism raises the prices of your land. That is the most cognitive dissonance I have ever heard. It's one or the other, man. One or the other. When you have a limited stock of housing and you have tens of thousands of people that want to move to where you are, price go up. If you want price stay down in spite of supply and demand, then you're probably a socialist. The people that you claim you dislike. And I'm not a socialist. I'm a capitalist. I'm just saying. We don't want you here because you bring your voting habits, which will destroy our state. So everything that I just said just kind of literally went in one ear and out the other. This is the thing, like, I can't have a conversation with people that just take whatever they hear on MSNBC or Fox and just spit it out at me. Like, you're regurgitating somebody else's ideas right now. You're taking the ideas that you heard on television and you're shooting them back at me. Like, this isn't even your brain saying this. This is somebody else saying this. And right now you're acting as a ventriloquist, or someone else is being a ventriloquist and using you as a puppet for their ideas. I'll stop in Raleigh when I go back there. I gotta go to Wilmington. When I have to go to Wilmington to pick up my car. And to be clear, I did not vote for de Blasio. I did not vote for Cuomo. The politicians that exist in New York City are not voted in there because of me. I believe I voted for Molinaro for mayor, and I voted Larry Sharpe for governor. So I'm not saying that I like the politicians in New York. What I'm saying is that I find it interesting when there are these ideological inconsistencies. Because if a ton of people want to move to your town and that drives prices up, that's capitalism right there. You can't be mad at capitalism. You can't be mad at the people moving in. Be mad at the people who are not building more in your town. What pisses me off about my politicians more than anything else is this idea that every single element involved in criminality can be fixed with a social worker, more education, more kindness, more programs, more other shit. Like, at the end of the day, some people, I've been around poor people, rich people, nice neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods. Some people are just sociopathic lunatics, and like, you can't fix them. There's this infinite hopefulness for all people that I don't share in with my state and city and local politicians. MB's Frenchie just said something very interesting, which is that politicians don't take the subway. Okay, Johnny Knoxville, how the fuck can you explain to me how voting for Larry Sharpe and Molinaro for mayor ruined my state? Like, come on. Again, like I'm trying here to be under, but you're copying and pasting shit from Fox News and posting it in here. You don't even know what party Larry Sharpe is. You don't even know what party Molinaro is. You don't care. You're judging based on latitude and longitude. So you see, Lewis is in New York. Therefore, Lewis must believe this. Therefore, stay out of my state. I can't do much with that. I didn't like Molinaro. I did not like her as a mayoral candidate, and I didn't support her. I just got in the voting booth and I saw that I have de Blasio and Molinaro. I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a good day for me, and I chose Molinaro. But I did feel sick. You have to understand that the choices that we have are horrible. They're bad. They're bad choices. Either way, it's like, do you want to play, like, seriously, look up Molinaro as a candidate. Fucking horrible. It's like you have a plate of shit or a cup of piss, and it's like, do you want the plate of shit or the cup of piss? I'll take the cup of piss because it's easier to spit out afterwards. It doesn't get in between your teeth the same way that the plate of shit does. De Blasio in this instance was the plate of shit. At this point, like, I got something in the mail about voting in my local elections in New York. I don't even want to. It's like I've already kind of mentally checked out of it as a city. And the options that I have are all shit to begin with. wouldn't be ashamed to vote Democrat or Republican. I just vote whatever's the less shitty option at the time. I'm a libertarian, but I didn't vote the libertarian candidate for mayor because that was the worst one of them all. Oh, check this out. Try being a libertarian in New York City and anything. The candidate for mayor in New York City, you could look this up. Google this shit, by the way, for the people that say, why do you vote for a Democrat or Republican or whatever? Google this. Who was the libertarian candidate for mayor in 2017? A man named Aaron Comey. Aaron Comey tried to hijack an airplane. He spent 15 years in a mental institution. And when he got out of the mental institution, let me go run for mayor. The Libertarian Party could not find a better candidate for mayor than a man that just left the mental institution after trying to hijack a fucking airplane. Now, people have said, why don't you run? Because I'm a horrible candidate. I would get laughed out of office. The way I present myself, I don't have the proper zingy one-liners. I don't tell people what they want to hear. I would be a horrible politician. I would make people take their medicine rather than tell them what they want to hear in the moment. I'm not good at telling people what they want to hear in the moment. That being said, do I think I could get more of the vote than someone that tried to hijack a fucking airplane and spend 15 years in a mental institution? Probably. And that's not a blue voter, by the way. That's libertarian is not blue. But so much of this is culture war shit. It makes me so sad the way people see this as red versus blue nowadays, and they're so ideologically possessed to one side or the other. I understand here's the thing. I'm in New York. Most likely, I am probably more left-wing than you as someone in North Carolina. However, one area, I'll tell this to people in New York City. I'll tell them, I know why people voted for Trump. I understand why people voted for Trump. By the way, that little thing that you said over there, that's probably why somebody voted for Trump. And this horrifies people. When I tell people in my area, that's why someone voted for Trump, they look at me like, get the fuck out of this room right now. You're horrible. You know. Even when I don't vote for somebody, I understand why other people did want to vote for them. Or I try to gain an understanding of why they voted for them. I have not put any cost into the consideration into the cost of flood insurance. Vigilante, and for Americans, you're all a bunch of lunatics, so it doesn't matter, one way or the other. As an American, I look and it's like, why is there a 20 to 30% tax when you buy a car? I can't. I look at the fact that you guys pay like 20 to 30% tax when you buy a car, and it's just, I can't do it. I can't fathom it. Don't worry, we'll be there soon enough. Hey JP, how's it going? After Orlando, I'm hoping that I can check out Tampa. I wasn't particularly impressed with Fort Lauderdale. If you will economy average 32.9 gallons. Hello. I don't consider myself a centrist. I just don't subscribe to either ideology. On a case-by-case basis, I can tell you how I feel about different issues, but I'm not one of those people that just like, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican, so I check this box for every little thing. 6 miles a gallon right there. I love my lawnmower. I love my lawnmower. Lawnmower go vom. You can't even spell discipline, man. Get out of here. If you're gonna be a Karen, use spell check. I thought it was a go-kart, not a lawnmower. I wish I had a go-kart. Freedom! Freedom! I'm driving at 33 miles a gallon right now. I don't know if that's good. Yeah, I'll switch lane and make you happy. For the European Karen. I missed my left lane. I enjoyed the meetup yesterday. It was fun. Whoa. Probably Mib is Frenchy. Probably. I would want to get a feel for it before I move there. Are the Orlando tourists mostly Disney World, or is it anything but Disney? What is the difference between the Toyota Corolla and the Toyota Avalon? They look almost the same to me. I'm curious what the difference is on the inside are. People complain that Orlando doesn't have a culture. I don't know what a culture is in this context. People always say New York City has culture, but to me that means a lot of income inequality, angry poor people, homeless people, rents of $30,000 for your store, and buildings that are falling apart. So I don't know. Like, culture means different things to different people. So culture like bacteria and yogurt. Aaron wins the day with that comment. Aaron wins the day with this comment. Culture like bacteria and yogurt. ISL9240. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. ISL9240. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. ISL9240. ISL9240. Stay in your lane. Is related to the Nazca C2, the Lamborghini Aventador, the McLaren F1, the Ferrari 450, the Ford Mustang, the Tesla Roadster, is a rental Nissan Sentra with a check engine light. My car is related to the McLaren F1, the Ferrari 450, the Lamborghini Diablo, the Lamborghini Aventador, the Tesla Roadster, pulleys. Whoop, whoop. Why does my car sound like a lawnmower engine met a rubber band? I don't want a rubber band transmission. I want gearbox. I want vroom. I want vroom. Robbed of my vroom. Can I vroom past this truck? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, yeah. MB is Frenchy. I need an answer to that myself. If something is not fulfilling and interesting, I usually lose all motivation. What do you mean how to make them worse for people to be comfortable? Road is 49 miles left on it. One, two, three, four. Your wife is hot. Call air around the clock. Fix my AC. Well, that's a billboard I'll remember. Your wife is hot. That's the sounds of the pulleys. I remember the time that we had. I remember the things that used to make you mad. And the da 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 da. I remember the time that we had. I remember the things that used to make you mad. speed are you doing and what is the speed limit? The speed limit is 70 and I'm doing 69.99. I'm doing 69.69. Lewis needs another backup phone, but this S9 didn't really work well, and the LG doesn't have a working microphone port, so I need to get something that works. You're supposed to go 80 or 90. That would require the person in front of me to go faster than 70. The person in front of me is doing straight up 70. Okay, he's gone now, so I can rev. Probably a lethal minimum. Vroom! Lawnmower. I think I just saw a lawnmower on the right side of the road. Economy, baby. Maximum fuel economy. I want to stop using phones that I have to use with two hands. I'm frumming on the railroad. I'm frumming on the railroad. I go vroom, 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 vroom. That looks like a cop, so we're gonna slow down. And now I'm gonna speed up because he was not behind me. Vroom, 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 vroom. Eagle vision. It's my trademark eagle vision right there. Driving in Brazil would be fun, says Bill Mans. Maybe it would be. Adam of my way, Suzuki. Get out! Why are you driving on the yellow line, man? Does your car steer shittier than mine? My God, this guy in front of me must have shittier steering than me. And you have a Mercedes, too. Looks like a GLE something. Oh, fuck off. You little tailgating scumfuckery. Run, Cadillac, run! Oh, damn, he close. Cadillac is so close to that Mercedes, they made us have a baby. He is close, man. Now he's hitting the brakes. Of course. I'm gonna catch up to a Cadillac Escalade. Hello, Mr. Escalade. Hello, as Erica would say. Hello. Erica has a funny hello. She goes, hello. I see you, Escalade. Hello. I have a bad feeling about you, Blue Van. I have a bad feeling about you, oil tanker. Okay, Escalade. Bruh? 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 Central 1, escalate 0. Bro. Tailgate me, mofo. Nice try. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. ISL 9240. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. ISL 9240. Charging. USB-C. No way your Cadillac is better than me. Just a minute ago you were complaining that I was going too slow. Now you complain I go too fast. You complain when I'm in the left lane, you complain when I'm in the right lane. You complain when I drive an electric car, you complain when I drive a gas car. I will be overtaken by a Cadillac going 110 shortly. Will I be overtaken by a Cadillac going 110? No. You give up. I slowed down there because my Eagle Vision detected a state trooper. Today I learned people in YouTube comment sections have no interpretation of speed. This is 72. I go 72. I was at 76 before I slowed down. Cameron can't hear me as well as can't see me. It's the Helen Keller stream. I don't have GPS speed turned on. I'm trusting this little clock thingy that's on my screen over here. NZK, the way I think this works is if it's your time to get a ticket, then you're going to get a ticket. There's not much you can torture yourself all you want, but this is what I learned from living in New York and having a business there that was open to the public on a street level for 9 years. When it's your time to get a ticket or a fine, it's not because you did something wrong. It's because the city needed money that day. And if the city needs money that day, they're going to get their money from you, one way or another. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. One way or another. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. I'll find you. 3, 2, 1, and Cadillac wins. Maybe that Cadillac. If that Cadillac's not getting a speeding ticket, then neither am I. That dude's going like 100. One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Getcha. What? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna find you. And I'm gonna take your Audi from you. Yes, it's one way. I'm gonna get you. I'll get you. One way. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Cuts all this grass along the highway? Is there really someone that comes along and actually cuts this stuff? I mean, it's like hundreds upon hundreds of miles of grass. Can we just have them stop cutting the grass and in exchange stop paying property taxes? Is that necessary? Like, what's the worst case scenario if nobody cuts the grass over there? It just keeps getting taller, but what's the problem with tall grass? Okay, a fire hazard. Okay, that's it. You know what? I'll let him keep cutting the grass then. So you know when you get pulled over by a cop and they ask for your license and registration, what are you supposed to give them if you have a rental car? Because like, you know, it's not registered to you, so you don't, like, how does that work? I have a Priceline receipt. Not a Priceline, some other company. I forget the company. I checked my glove box and I have shit in there. The glove box is probably my first rental car at something, but not the second and the third. So I'd have to go through my phone and find the email with the rental contract. That's gonna be fun. Is that a statement or a question, Steve K? That car is a thank you Trump bumper sticker. I can't imagine thanking any president. Like Obama, Trump, Biden, Bush. I just can't imagine saying thank you. It's not even a party thing. I just... Like, I could see saying, thank you, Roy Hendrickson, for teaching me how to work at a studio. Thank you, Duke, from the Netherlands, for inspiring me to spend more time at component level border bear. I just can't imagine thanking a president. It's just kind of... Maybe thank you, George Washington. I could see thank you, George Washington. No U.S. news? No, they're not. Hey, look, it's a Nissan Sentra to my right. You have the same piece of shit that I do. How's it going? Let's wave. I'm gonna wave at her. Hey! Didn't look at me at all. They had the maddest look on their face. I wish this was the 360 cam so you could see the look that she had on her face. She looked pissed. Like bubbly lip, scrunched up nose, chin up. You're driving a Nissan Sentra. It's understandable. This looks like a very riced Honda in front of me. Look at this riced out Honda in front of me. Much rice. Rice. Do you have neons? Do you have spinners? Remember when spinners were popular in 2002? It has the large exhaust and that stupid racing looking thingy along the back where the trunk is. What happened to the Nissan Sentra after the 90s? I'm curious. None, Slab Gator, at the moment. I'm sorry. I should be a better social media person. fast. Lamborghini Diablo, the Aventer, Lamborghini Diablo, you're a good rental. Remember where you come from, little. To the lion, the cheetah, the panther, the mountain lion. My car is related to the Lamborghini, the McLaren, the Corvette, the Mustang, the Dodge Viper, the airplane, the F-15 jet, hello Sonia, hope you're having a lovely day. That's a big pickup truck. You can do it now, Mr. Frenchie. Elon Musk is collaborating. Yo, did anybody see where Elon Musk canceled the new version of the Tesla Model S? And then, but the customer service wasn't even told. So people were contacting customer service to say, hey, are you still going to deliver my Model S Long Range Plus that I paid for a reservation for? And they said, yes, of course, there's no cancellations. And then they said, yeah, but Elon Musk just tweeted that you're not going to be making that car. And then they went, oh, 1 second, let me check. Yeah, your advisor will reach out to you with that. I don't even know how you say it. Plaid, played, plied, however the fuck you pronounce that. I just say Long Range Plus. I love how he didn't tell his own customer service that they were canceling the car before canceling the car. Yeah, and then they came out with a statement that you don't need that much range because you'll have to take a piss before you drive 520 miles. Like, they're not signing up for 520 miles of range because they want 520. They're signing up for it because they know that 520 in Tesla miles means 400 in real life. Some people actually have their air conditioning on when they're using the car. Okay, this lane is fucking with me. Time to be a Lamborghini, a McLaren, a Corvette, a Ferrari. Wait a second. intersection. No left turn. That yellow car up there, that's what you're related to, little Central. That's you right there. That's your lineage. You see that yellow car? You're related to that. You can be just like that car. Why, hello, Miss Catherine. How are you today? I hope you're having a lovely day. You see that car to the right, little Centra? You could go faster than that if you really wanted to. Little rental, you are related to the Lamborghini, the Porsche, the Audi, the Aventador, the Tesla Roadster, the Ford Mustang, the Chevy Corvette. You are a race car. You are a race car, little Chevy. I mean, little Nissan. That's what you are. This looks like the kind of road where if you're not paying attention, that you could pull a Kennedy. I do not ever want to pull a Kennedy. No Kennedy. I will not drive like a Kennedy. I will not drive like a Kennedy. I will not drive like a Kennedy. I am a... No, Kennedy as in you drive off the thing and then you peer and then you kill your girlfriend and don't go back for her because you're afraid of getting in trouble for drunk driving. This is a strange road here. This is a very strange road. I like strange. If I'm going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, then how fast is that guy going? What is an Autobahn? Besides a really weird song from the group Kraftwerk. The woman who found her. Kraftwerk made a song about the Autobahn. What is special about the Autobahn that people seem to mention it with this happiness? Also, stop being shitty about Kraftwerk. You stop being an elitist snob, you prick. That's it. The Autobahn has no speed limit. Is that what it is? How many accidents are there with no speed limit? How do they get away with no speed limit? How do they collect revenue for the city? How does the state collect revenue? They have to collect revenue somehow. Do they have higher sales or property taxes to make up for the money they don't steal from people on the highway? You pay to drive on it. Okay. So they charge you up front. That makes sense. Rather than nickel and dime you later. In Switzerland, it's 120 kilometers an hour. I don't know what a kilometer is, unfortunately. I grew up in the wrong country. What's a kilometer? How fast is a kilometer? This is a really empty road. To the left there's a bunch of cows. Are you serious? You know, those geese are cows. I think I saw a bunch of geese. I don't have anything in mind for Meetup in Orlando, I'm sorry. I'm not even there yet. I haven't even found a hotel. I'm gonna meet Steven Veneer at their hotel, say hi, and then that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have the time. I know, I'm a bad planner, I know. You're supposed to plan this shit out and then be very clear and specific with details ahead of time. I'm a bad YouTuber. I cave. I don't know. 2 more Tesla execs quit today. I saw. That poor bastard's driving a Nissan. Why am I in the left side? Because it pisses people off in the comments, and that feeds me. It actually pays for the gasoline for my car. The gas for the car is paid for by the tears of the people who see me in the left lane. See those tears over there? See those tears on the windshield? They feed me. I'll go on the right for you. Are you happy? Here's the driving in the left lane. Here, here. Left lane, baby. Left lane is best lane. Can you drive in the far right lane? Just for you. I'll drive in the far right. The far right. Now look, I'm in the far left. The far left. Alright, I'm pretty sure they limit how many times you can use a steering wheel on a used Sentra before it dies again, so I'm going to stop doing it. Nissan rear bumper won't go flying like a Tesla. My Tesla rear bumper never went flying because the back of my car is perfect. Hush, Karen. It's like I can see a puddle up ahead, but the puddle keeps moving forward and following the truck that's right in front of it. And I don't know what's making that puddle, but there's a giant puddle and I see it continuously move forward. But I don't see it in the camera screen. And I'm kind of wondering if that is actually a puddle I see in front of me, or is that a brain tumor? Because if it's a brain tumor, then I likely should pull over. But if it's a puddle, and it's just rolling really fast, then that's different. Okay, it's a mirage. That's a good thing. Because if it was a brain tumor, then I'd probably have to find someone else to drive me there. A mirage is good. I'm okay with a mirage. Definitely want to avoid the brain tumor. No brain tumor. Alright, time to slow down. Time to slow down. Oh god, it's a giant Dodge truck. Run. Run! Whoa, a Dollar General store in the middle of nowhere. A house in the middle of nowhere. Wow. This is truly I feel lost. This is you have to be lost if you're here. There was Sonia. It was a good meetup. I enjoyed it. Look at all those power lines. They're probably phone lines for telephony. Can you even get DSL out here? I don't need to upgrade. You're pretending that you can get better service than I can, and you can't. You know that. If you were to have an Android phone into the live stream using T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint in this area, it would look the same. Like, you guys think that should actually mean something. It doesn't. 5G is a total gimmick. You go 1 mile outside of the city and your speeds will be total spotty shit. You think the technology is far more evolved than it actually is, but it really isn't. I can't tell you when right to repair will spread to countries outside the US. It depends on the people in those countries. COVID vaccine. A 5G COVID vaccine. I just passed another shitty Central. It's a 5G COVID vaccine. Whoa, there's cars parked on the right. That means there must be people nearby. By the way, I'm driving without touching the steering wheel right now. Look at, I love it. It automatically turns left. That's one of the cool features of this car. Okay, now I gotta touch the steering wheel a little bit. I did a good amount of that turn without touching the wheel. That's cool. Kind of scary, but cool. That's Nissan Auto Lane Adjust feature. Whoa. That's a little close, buddy. Okay, that was a little close for that left. I don't know what you think of that, but that was a little too close for comfort for me. That was a little too close for comfort for me. I felt like I was about to get Silverado'd again. That was pretty close to getting Silverado'd again, I think. I don't like that. I don't want to get Silverado'd. GTFO NZK. If Lewis passes a Trabant, you know something is going down. There's no Trabant. I like how traffic lights just appear on a major highway. Yeah, that was a surprise to me too. But I started slowing down long before. Once I saw that, I started slowing down. I don't give a shit what the person behind me is doing. He's welcome to rear end my rental. But I wasn't gonna get screwed by some freaking left turn dumbass again. I'm not getting screwed by a left turn idiot again. Never again, fuck that. I don't care if I'm going half the speed limit on one of those intersections, I'd rather. I don't need to check my GPS. I'm fine, I know. West Side Highway is not a highway. The speed limit for so much of that is like 35 miles an hour. You can't even call that a highway. Orlando. Bike lane along a 65-mile-an-hour road. Welcome to America, my friend. I don't really care, JC. That's not my business. How long when someone says Apple supports the device longer than Android manufacturers, I don't care, because I'm not arguing. Like, that has nothing to do with anything to me. Literally nothing. Like, I really don't care about it. The only way in which that matters is if there's a dick waving contest going on, but I don't wave my dick about the devices that I use. There's no dick waving contest, so I don't care. Like, how do I respond when someone says that? when someone says that Apple supports their device for OS updates longer than most Android devices, I just go, okay, because I don't care. My penis size and my identity and my confidence is not directly related. Don't you fucking dare, you cunt. All right, is not directly related to the hardware manufacturer. It's not related to how I perceive my electronic device. I stopped there because I was waiting for that guy to go right through and smash into me. I trust no one anymore. I trust no one. I look and I assume that you're going to smash into me. Colonial Motel and Apartments. That is some middle of nowhere looking shit right here. Damn, this is middle of bumfuck nowhere. Holy shit, there's a cow in the distance. That's a cow. Whoa. This is cool. I like cows. No. Bad truck. Bad truck. No. No. Okay, good. No left. No left. I can't believe I can shake this car with one leg moving back and forth. Like, one leg moving back and forth, and this thing feels like I'm going to tip it over. Detect the Tesla stand in the chat. Tesla stand. We have a stand. My Sentra goes vroom. Alright, the middle of nowhere is starting to become the middle of somewhere. No, 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 bad Toyota. Good Toyota. Tesla stand. Tesla stand. A Tesla stand. A Tesla stand. Aldi and Wawa. What a weird name for a store. Wawa. Wawa, Wawa. There was this dog that used to come to the store. His name was Mishu, and he would go, whoa, 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 whoa. Like when we said, well, on your website it says the screen is 200. Why is this 400? Well, that's for the normal model. Yours is a Retina, and he would run, whoa, 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 whoa. How long does it take? A day and a half. We have a lot in the queue. And the dog went, whoa, 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 whoa. And every time I see the store Wawa, I just think of Mishu going, whoa, whoa, whoa. I miss that dog so much. He was adorable. Like every time Steve gave the customer a piece of bad news, before the customer could speak, he would go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I've been on vacation several times. I've never had any issues with a bad driver. I will pat you on the head. I give you a head pat. You get one head pat, you get two head pat, you get three head pat. Now you have 3 head pats. Once you have 10 head pats, you can trade that for 1 gold star. So let me do my impersonation of Tesla Autopilot. So Tesla Autopilot will go, and then when you get close to the car in front of you, instead of coming to a smooth stop, it does this. And then it does it again. It'll go, and then do this. And it's so annoying, it's absolutely nauseating. Because I promised before I was going to give you a simulation of Tesla Autopilot in traffic. Autopilot and auto steer are cool features, but you have to understand how to use them and when it's appropriate to use them. And in bumper-to-bumper traffic, Tesla Autopilot sucks. It's for people who are on Dramamine. Like, I mean, I don't get motion sick the way Erica does. I don't get motion sick at all. But I can't stand Tesla Autopilot when it comes to bumper-to-bumper traffic. No, Sonia. It made its way to the shop this morning. So they sent me a little link and shit to sign to get an estimate, and that's that. And I'm gonna be, I don't know, maybe I could be a customer and call them every single day. I should probably be a customer and call them every single day. I've answered so many calls from people that want to know when their stuff's gonna be done over the course of my life that I feel like I've earned the right to do it to someone else, but I can't. I just can't do it. I wish I could, but it would rip out my entrails calling a business to ask for a status update. Like once you've answered like 15,000 calls with customers asking the same thing over and over again, often from the same person, it makes it really difficult to do it to other businesses. Okay, who's here? Who's here? Any giant Chevy Silverados? No giant Silverado. Good. Yes, yes. No giant Silverado. No COVID-related problems. No. Dude, COVID is like, that's like a year and a half old now. I mean, I can't, I'm not going to live my life based on that. I got COVID, I beat COVID, I got my first vaccine, I got my second vaccine, and I almost got run over by a giant Chevy Silverado. So I'm good. I'm good. If the Silverado didn't kill me, then fucking some new COVID variant isn't going to kill me. I read some news article yesterday about this new variant of COVID, and it's like every other news article, there's a new variant. This one's stronger, more potent, more scary than the old variant. Oh! 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 No, fuck it. I can't do that. I can't. I can't live my life in fear of fucking COVID. It's just, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's June 2021. Time for me to move the fuck on. I am far more scared of red Chevy Silverados driven by nursing home patients turning left at intersections than I am of COVID. That's something to be scary of. I'm not showing crash video. The person at my insurance company asked if I was the person with the YouTube channel and then immediately said, don't post the video. Because I uploaded it as evidence. And I said, why not? And they said, just don't post the video. So I listen to my insurance company. But also, I just don't feel like posting it for everybody to laugh at. Like, what do I get out of this? I remember posting a video when I got when somebody didn't put on their turn signal and made a left turn and smashed me with my bike. And I remember reading the comments of that video and thinking, like, why did I post this? There are thousands of people that are reveling in my pain. Like, I just don't feel like it's just not fun. It's not fun. I don't get anything out of that. Like, the $15 I'll make for uploading that video is not worth it. I hate when I have to accelerate in this car, I really do. I don't like accelerating in this car because it doesn't like to go. Like, what is this? Silverado! Shh, go away! I hate Silverados. Silverado. No. Okay, good. No. I need a bigger Silverado. I need a car that's bigger. Choose Orlando Health. Oh, cool. It must be getting close. There was a sign over there that said, vote Dem, learn Chinese, with a giant red flag. Yeah, something tells me this is not an area where people are gonna like Erica. Yeah. Where I currently live, people throw tomatoes at Erica. People step in front of her and say, get away from me, Erica. People say, get that Asian out of my neighborhood to Erica. Something tells me the vote Dem, learn Chinese sign. Something tells me that Erica's gonna get some side-eye looks over here. Poor Erica. She always says, I don't know why everybody not like us. Asians cause no trouble. We're quiet people. I said, you cause lots of trouble. Because I Googled neighborhoods with Koreans because she wanted to know where all the Korean neighborhoods were. Like the first one on the list, Fort Lee, New Jersey. It's like, I was joking with her and I said, you raise the price of everything. Flushing, Queens, expensive. Fort Lee, expensive. Don't you make a left. You make a left, I will destroy your equally shitty Nissan Sentra. All right. It's like, I don't get it. I think like people have this thing where they look at Erica and they see, oh, You have skinny eyes. You must be Xi Jinping's daughter. It's like, no, she's not. There's no waiting, DJ Craze. You're 3... It's good to hear, Sonia. The really interesting thing that I got out of the stuff that's been happening recently, and feel free to tell me if I'm missing something obvious here, or there's some obvious brain drain. I saw that there was a lot of people saying that, you know, like, Trump has said a lot of things that were anti-Asian, and that's fueling the rise in anti-Asian hate. Yet when I look at the areas of the country where anti-Asian hate was on the rise, like Midtown Manhattan, you know, Queens, Brooklyn, these are areas that are not particularly known for their MAGA hats or their Trump voters. They're not known for their Trump voters. Like when I go to Elmhurst, Queens, or Flushing, Queens, or Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, or 59th Street in Manhattan, I'm not surrounded by MAGA. I'm just... I mean, Trump says a lot of stupid shit. I think he has said a lot of stupid shit, and I think he does a lot of stupid shit. But I thought that was funny when they tried to pin that shit on him. It's like you realize all these areas where that are having this problem have maybe 1 out of 10,000 people voting for Trump. If even. Maybe 1 in 100,000. They should do a poll in the jails in New York. Like every time they catch someone from one of those crimes, who did you vote for? I remember that, Paul Kastner, the rooftop Koreans. Listen, if there's a group of 20 people that are trying to break into my store and they're violent, is it sad if it gets to the point where you're shooting people? Absolutely. That's very sad. But if people are running to break into your property, there's 2 camps of thought here. Behind door number 1, there's the camp of, well, you should let them take everything from your store, then file a police report, and then let insurance replace it. And the other school of thought says, if you are breaking into my property, and I tell you not to break into the property, and I say stop, and you break in anyway, that I should get to shoot you. And I am far closer, ideologically, to the people who would say, if you break into my property, I get to shoot you. And that's one of the reasons that, again, that's one of those small things where, like, I probably fit in a lot less with my fellow New Yorker. If you break into my property, I'm not going to go file an insurance claim. I'm not going to let you destroy my livelihood, destroy everything that I've worked for, and then later I'm going to call the police and submit to them a VHS tape of you breaking into the store with a fucking 100-line resolution footage. No, I'm going to shoot you. But I'm not going to shoot you because I don't know how to shoot a gun. I don't own a gun, I never even used a gun. But if I had a gun, I'd probably shoot you. And it's not like I started this. Like in that case, like, you know, if someone tries to break into my place of business, it's not like I was going, nah, you suck, and then they broke into my store. Like, oh, really? I'll show you. If there was a group of people that were violent that tried to break into my place of business, I'd probably want to shoot them. Even now with really high quality security cameras, I don't want to give this footage to the police who are never going to hunt you down. I don't want to do that. And I don't even care about you going to prison. I want my stuff that belongs to me to not be taken. And if you're not willing to do that, then bye-bye. That's probably the area where I would probably be much more ideologically aligned with people in more Republican areas than people in New York. Because if I were to say something like that last year when every store was being broken into, I'd probably get, tossed off a building or something. what I did, because you can't have a gun, is every time someone started banging on the doors of the windows, I activated a truck horn that JP sent me using a relay, using a remote desktop to a power supply. Like, once you're at the point of of destroying property that I own or that I rent or stuff that belongs to my customers, I believe that I should be allowed to defend that with a gun. Again, does that mean if you just walk in the store and I say we're closed and you walk in anyway, that I shoot you? No, obviously there's limits to stuff like this. But if there's a giant riot going on and people are breaking in and just taking everything, like, the people that say it's just property, it's like, get out of here. It's not. Of course you're going to say that. It's not yours. Of course you're going to say that when it's not yours, when it's not your responsibility, when it's not your assets. Cameras are there so that you could watch the person who stole your stuff. You're never going to get it back. Property does not supersede the value of life, but if someone is going out of their way to steal from you, and you can see them, it's not like someone says, I'm starving, I need this loaf of bread to feed my kids. They're just in a blind rage and want to destroy shit. Like, I don't have sympathy in those situations. And that's where I wind up not fitting in with people that are more of the political affiliation that you expect to find in New York City. I always kind of ask, how did we get to this situation? We got to this situation because you destroyed my front window, you walked in, you started taking shit and destroying shit. I said stop, you kept doing it, so I shot you. But this is what I'm saying, where like the whole left-right dichotomy doesn't really fit with me. The whole like left-right idea, there's checklists. I'm sure there's areas where people that live in Alabama or Nebraska or Tennessee would be horrified to have me as their neighbor, because they would think that my thoughts are extreme or radical or insane or libtard. But then there are my neighbors in New York that hear what I have to say, and they're also horrified to be my neighbor or to speak to me. Now, I have seen these videos on YouTube before of like a guy, he wants to make a U-turn, so he goes onto someone's driveway to make a U-turn, and a guy chases him out of the house with a gun. Like, what you doing on my property, man? Get the fuck out of my property! And they put the gun in the car. He's like, no, you're gonna stay here until the police come. You invaded my property. Those people, obviously, like, they've got to screw loose, I don't own a gun because I live in a country that doesn't allow it. It's called New York City. There's the rest of America and there's New York City. We don't have a Second Amendment here. I have an airsoft gun and a water pistol. Sonny said only bad people have guns in New York City. Exactly. Oh my God, look at that motel. That looks like the type of place where you burn your clothes when you leave. I don't know if the 144p will get it. I don't think I'm an enlightened centrist. I don't think I'm enlightened, and I don't think I'm a centrist. A centrist would be someone, I think a centrist would be someone who says, well, I understand that human life is really valuable and you should never do anything about it, but I also understand the guy that wants to shoot someone that comes in their property. I view a centrist as someone who doesn't want to take a stance. In this regard, I think I take a very clear stance, which is if someone is like running out because they took a loaf of bread from you and they're starving, that's different than if someone is walking into your property and destroying everything. And if someone goes on your property with the intention of destroying everything and ignores you, at that point, if they get shot, I don't really care. I don't think that's a centrist position. I think that's a fairly obvious position. I forget the gentleman's name, but there was one person who was an ex-cop who's been getting excoriated for saying I would carry a gun around and if I became mayor. I haven't been following the mayoral race as much, to be honest with you. I usually agree in following these things when voting, but because my mind has mentally checked out from New York City, I have not been following the mayoral race very much. But I forget that gentleman's name, but that was the one that I would vote for. At this point in time, it would be him. Ew, Denny's. Disgusting. Anytime I see a Denny's, I know I'm going to be surrounded by obese people. I went to a Denny's when I was in Lumberton, North Carolina. Like, there was a sandwich on that menu with 1,610 calories. A sandwich with 1,610 calories. That's insane. That's a day's worth of calories in a sandwich. That shit is poison. I'll wait to make my right. So is this Orlando, or am I in a town outside of Orlando? That store says guns in all caps. Wow. Pawn shop and gun shop. Does not look like a place I want to live. Every time I see a hotel, like I can almost kind of visualize the bed bugs from my car. Every motel that I look at in this area looks like total shit. Like, New York has its own look of decay, but this has its look of decay as well. I can't really describe it. I can put my finger on what it is. This town gives me the feeling like this is the kind of place where when people escape to New York and I ask them, what the fuck are you doing in New York? New York is a dump. And they go, there's opportunity here, there's not opportunity where I'm from. Whatever this is I think what they're referring to. Like, this just strikes me as a place where the only place that you're going to work is the supermarket, the gas station, or the Denny's. Or the minus 1 star motel on the side of the road. That's what the rest of America is. Fuck me. Oh, fuck me. Look at what that guy did to his Mazda logo. I like it. Do you see that? Sonia, there's nothing wrong with those jobs starting. I just never want to do them again. I used to build furniture in the Staten Island Mall. What else was there? There was, and carried. I used to do all the furniture inventory for the store, so I had to carry all the furniture off the truck. That sucked. Never again. Like, those jobs suck enough that I think that would actually motivate someone to come to New York City. I would rather live in New York City and have a job that's fulfilling than work at the 1-star hotel in this town. I guess it's one of those cases of the grass is always greener kind of thing. The grass is always going to be greener on the other side. And I come from, I've lived I was born in Brooklyn. I've lived in New York for 32 years. So I'm clearly spent a lot of time on one side of the grass. But from the other side of the grass, I can also kind of understand why people wind up moving to New York and believing that their dreams are here and all this stuff. Oh, also, that's the other thing. Don't drink tap water in Florida. Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way at Marketplace. It's like I'm drinking pool water. Is that why the property taxes here are so low? Is it that you're not taking stuff out of the water, or you're putting too much shit in the water? Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way. The water that's in the pool at the hotel tastes almost the same as the water from the sink. That's one thing New York has going for it. The water in New York is amazing. Why would you change lanes when there's no clearance? E-cigs. A 1-star motel. Another 1-star motel. A gun shop, a psychic. I guess if she gives you advice you don't want to hear, maybe. Oh. Another gas station. 1-star motel. Gun shop. I have to buy a gun while I'm here. I can't pass this many gunshots and leave here without a gun. I gotta buy a gun. I should take I've been putting it off because I want to take a safety class before I buy a gun. I gotta learn how to use it properly. Because you can kill people with it. That's another gas station. Another 1-star. Oh my God. How are there so many 1-star motels here? What could possibly be here that's worth having so many motels and gas stations? Whoa! Good thing it didn't. Alright. Move. And he can shoot you, then why the fuck are you going so slow after going in front of me, you cocksucking BMW driver? Florida man. Florida man. Florida. Florida man, Florida man. If he doesn't make it, nobody can. Florida man, Florida man. If he don't make it, nobody can.